Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Options Trader Today. So today in this video I'll explain you how the price of crude has moved in the last week and how the price of crude can move in the next week. See, if you look at the chart of crude, what we have seen, a swing has formed after making a low of around $55. The price started going upside. We have seen it is already being tested twice. So you have to understand that if the price comes close to around 44, 54, okay, so there is a probability that 55 will go for the fall. Okay, so understand that if the price comes close to 56, so if the price comes to 56, chances of crossing this level we can see, because $55 is already tested, so it can touch a level of $54. Okay, and there is a probability it can move for the fall. Okay, because if we have seen the $55 is already weak and already tested, so we can see it can move for the fall. But suppose if it started going above that level, it can move towards 67.65, and from there it can move towards a level of 68.8, then to a level of 69.6. And then a further upside also can be seen towards 70.24, then to a level of 71.46. Okay, if you look at the trend of crude, what we have seen, it is trying to go upside, and if it sustains this level, probability is high this pattern will support an upside if the price started going above $72 explained. Okay, but if the price started going below a level of around $65, there is a probability of further fall, because this $65 and a level of around 64.6 and a further fall towards a level of 63.5, these levels are already weak, so we can see the price can move for the fall. This is what we can see looking at this particular chart. And if it started falling below 64, chances of further fall can be seen. So if it started sustaining over 72, a further upside, but if it started falling 64, we can see a further fall. So before I move ahead and explain you where the price of crude can move in the next week, if you have any doubts, you can mail me at stockmarkettradinglive@gmail.com, and one more mail ID in the description. And please watch the full video so you understand how this technical work, and a Telegram link given in the description, you can join that too. So this is the trend we have seen, the price is moving in this range. Okay, so if the price started falling below this level, so we can see this trend will break downside, so we can see a further fall. See, the price of crude depends on a lot of factors. One of the factor is dollar index, because when dollar index moves down, we see the crude price goes up. When the dollar index move upside, we see the crude price goes down. This is what we have seen. Okay, now if we look at the chart of dollar index, what we can see, dollar index is trying to form a U pattern. If you look at this trend, it is trying to go upside. So if it's sustained above this level, it can move towards 98.9, and from there a further high we can see towards 99.4, and once started sustaining above this level, it can touch a level of 99.9, and from there a further upside can be seen towards $100.7. And if that sustained, we can see it can touch a level of 102, so we can see a further upside. So this is the trend, opposite U pattern is forming. So if it started falling below this level, it can touch a level of 97.8, and from there a further fall can be seen towards 97.7, and then to a level of 97.2. And once the price fall below 97.2, chances of touching 96.3 we can see, and then a further fall, because this pattern is supporting a downside, so we can see it can fall further down, and from there it can touch a level of 95.7 to a level of further fall, because there is a probability of further fall. Okay, because there is a clear pattern forming towards downside, so there is will be, we can see dollar index can move for the fall. Okay, but if it started sustaining 102, a further upside can be seen. Coming back again on the crude price, what we can see, suppose if the crude price started going upside, as we have seen the dollar index start going down, if it started falling below 96.3, suppose if it started sustaining this level, it can move towards 67.3, which is the resistance one, and if it started going up this level, probability of touching 68.7, this is a resistance 2, and once started going up this level, probability of touching 69.7, we can see that is resistance 3, and once started going above this level, probability of touching 70.5 we can see, because that is already weak, so the price can rise further upside, and then we can see a level of $71.3. Suppose if it started sustaining over 72.3, a further upside can be seen towards a level of around 73, then to a level of 73.5, and if that sustain, a further upside can be seen towards 75.34. Okay, then this pattern is supporting towards a level of 75.4, then to a level of 76.8, and then a further upside can be seen. But suppose if it started moving downside, what we can see, suppose if started falling below this level, it can touch a level of around $65.5. Okay, and if the price fall below that level, we can see a level of 65.4. Okay, and if that didn't sustain, a further fall can be seen towards $64.9. Okay, as I've already mentioned you that from $64.9, what we can see, a bounce back we can see, but if that didn't sustain, a further downfall we can see towards $63.9. And if the price falling below that particular level, chances of falling towards 63 we can see. Okay, and if it's see, this is the zone, so if it started falling, a further fall can be seen towards a level of 61.5, and from there a further downfall can be seen towards a level of out of 61.5. We can see it can move further down towards a level of around $60.3 as soon as the price started going below $61.3. Okay, understand, because $60.3 is already weak, so we can see the price can move further towards a level of 59.8, and then a further fall can be seen because there is a pattern forming towards downside, so chances of going towards 59, then to a level of 56.7, and then it will move towards a level of 55, and then a further fall can be seen.